Huddle Up Podcast is sponsored by Arena Eats. Log on to the website arenaeats.app, that's arenaeats.app, for the ultimate fan experience. At your favorite sports venue, Arena Eats mobile app, pre-order, express pickup, and in-seat delivery. How do you place your order? We look to the NFL now, and before we get to the pick'ems this week in the NFL, this weekend we saw the Jets almost screw themselves out of the number one overall pick, but what was a pretty well thought out or pretty classless defensive play there at the end, depending how you look at it. To me, if this right here is case in point, hammer at home. The Jets are putting this season in the tank, without question. But like in my mind, it brought this question of like, does the NFL have any responsibility to try to protect the quote unquote integrity of the game or anything like that? Like, is there anything that the NFL can do, should do, to try and keep teams from doing this? Or is it just, and I know like the Jets came out and they fired Greg Williams. Okay. So to me, all that is like, hey man, you're going to be out of a job this year at the end of the season when Gase gets fired anyhow. Mission accomplished. We blew that play. Hell, he probably got a bonus upon his firing. That's my assumption. But like, I'm just looking at this and like for years, this is kind of the reason why I've always said I enjoy college football better than the NFL, because why there's no incentive, there's no reason, there's no drive for these guys to try to win. Like in the college game, they're playing for themselves, they're playing for their future. These guys, they're going out, they're getting their paycheck, which is, what they're literally paid to do. But it doesn't matter if they win or lose. And the Jets clearly, they had an objective this week. They met that objective this week. Do you think there's anything the league can or should do to try to discourage this from happening?
Yeah, I don't know what it is. Sort of, if you can make the money follow wins and losses, maybe. If you can kind of, if you finish that last place, sure, you get the pick, but you get a lesser percentage of the pie via profit sharing, something like that. Maybe there's like a bonus pool from the owners that the bottom half don't get, something like that. But I don't know. It's pretty hard when you're down at the very last spot to really have any incentive for being second worst. I don't really know what your incentive would be, especially when like the real money is in winning. I don't know. I feel like I don't think teams try to lose. I really don't. This sure felt like it. But I don't know. I feel like from an organizational standpoint, you might be hoping you do. And from a fan standpoint, you might be hoping you do. But there's a lot of proud guys out there, whether or not you want to admit it. Sure, they get paid either way, but nobody wants to sit out there and get beaten their heads in and not win a game for 16 games. Nobody wants that. And I think you saw, unfortunately for the Jets, when you're filling in guys and you're bringing in, Rashad Perriman's there on his first year, you're talking about drafting a quarterback, so it's not like Darnold's going to lay down,
right.
So like,
yeah, he's trying to get paid
he's
somewhere.
He's auditioning for the other 31 teams, or he's trying to convince them that, hey, you know what, I'm not dead yet. And then you get guys, Frank Gore. First of all, Frank Gore's just going to play his heart out until he's 100 years old,
right? Which is like 2 years from now. So
yeah, every year, 60 yards, 60 yards a game, maybe a touchdown every game since he's been like 30. It's just 65 yards, one score. I'll get you that.
Which he came in the league when Walter Payton came in, right? Frank Gore.
It's like Gale Sayers.
Gale Sayers. That's
came in with Gale. Yeah. But man. They got beat twice because the play before, Derek Carr had a receiver down the middle of the field wide open, and he overthrew him.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, okay, good. All right, well, good job, Jets. My Jets theory is still playing out. And then they rushed 6, which, by the way, there was a radio show I was listening to. They broke down. It was over the last 15 or 20 years or something. This type of last second play from roughly the same distance, there were 258 or 259 plays.
Huddle Up Podcast is sponsored by Arena Eats. Log on to the website arenaeats.app, that's arenaeats.app, for the ultimate fan experience. At your favorite sports venue, Arena Eats mobile app, pre-order, express pickup, and in-seat delivery. How do you place your order?
This is the only time
Yeah.
in all those plays that more than 4 guys were sent after the quarterback. The first time in 258 similar plays, which is a play you don't hope for,
Right.
but you kind of plan for because you're like, hey, we got a close lead. Someone's going to throw into the end zone. We got to be ready for this. And then, it was literally we're going to rush 6. And how does no one on that defense be like, no, we're not? A defensive end's I'm going to cover, guys. You're just cool with it. And then to get beat on a double move as if Henry Ruggs was going to do anything else than try. He cuts back infield and the defensive back bought it. He was going to go underneath. And I'm like, how are you a starting corner in the NFL? Your only job, the only thing a defensive coordinator is supposed to tell you is don't let anybody behind you. I don't care what it takes.
Right.
You know what I mean? And to get beat on a double move,
which
I'm going inside,
which tells me that I don't mean to be this guy, and I don't mean to be conspiracy theory tin hat kind of guy, but that's. It's
awful.
The optics of it are terrible.
Adam Gase has a job means he's been given the pass.
Right, exactly, and that's what I said.
Look, you suck, and he's like, yeah, but I can make sucking look like I didn't try it.
Because I saw a lot of people saying that, well, how can they fire Greg Williams, but Adam Gase still has a job? I'm like, how many times you see a team fire their coach and the team gets motivated and they end up winning a couple of games? They don't want to do that.
No,
especially if the Jaguars keep losing.
The promise that he gets to coach next year.
If the Jaguars keep losing, why would the Jets win? You know what I mean? Because if the Jets lose that game, the Jaguars, I forget how the breakdown worked. I think it's conference wins or something like that. The Jaguars become the number 1 pick.
Oh wow! See, I did the math last week on my own, and I was very difficult to do, looking at all the tiebreakers. And I needed the Jets to lose too, so I was safe.
Yeah, no, it would
now
be.
Now that I know,
it'd be the Jaguars. So
Jaguars are gonna lose out. They're gonna have one win.
They're not Mike. The fact that they're still starting Mike Glennon tells me that they want Trevor Lawrence. So it really is a battle for Trevor Lawrence at this point. I'm still even maybe trying to figure out how the Cowboys could maybe end up.
I think it'd be awesome if there was a COVID case and the league was like, you know what, you guys have to play each other week 18. And they play to a 0-0
tie. Neither team, the team's just they keep getting safeties. The quarterbacks keep running backwards.
Just throws it backwards out of the end. Oops.
It ends up being 32 tie because it was a bunch of safeties. But
between those two teams, there's literally 4 quarterbacks auditioning for jobs. They're like, yeah, I can throw, and then they're like, no, Gardner, you can't.
Oh yeah, that's wonderful. So, I guess Dez found out about his positive COVID case, right before the game. So he obviously was taken out of the game, but playing against the Cowboys, he's out there hugging Cowboys players and stuff in the pregame. So,
yep,
that's great. That's what you want to see.
Well, you said you wanted to keep losing.
Well, that's true. That's true. Yeah. So,
have you seen the Dez meme with him and the catch in Green Bay? And it's the COVID virus. It's brilliant. And it's literally Dez caught it.
Oh, but the internet remains undefeated, though.
Undefeated.
The internet forever remains. The internet
will always find a way.
Will always find a way. Huddle Up Podcast is sponsored by Arena Eats. Log on to the website arenaeats.app, that's arenaeats.app, for the ultimate fan experience. At your favorite sports venue, Arena Eats mobile app, pre-order, express pickup, and in-seat delivery. How do you place your order?